Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a good day today. So let me start off with this story. One day, me and the team were going on a LA trip for an event, and we had two choices to make. We could either get the car washed or get ready for an event. So we decided to get ready for the event instead of the car wash, but we were hoping to get the car wash that day while we were getting ready. And that's where we came up with Oasis. I'm Sterling, I'm the CEO of Oasis.
I'm Ferris, I'm the CFO of Oasis.
I'm Martin, I'm the CIO of Oasis.
And I'm Marcus, the CMO of Oasis.
So what's the problem we're trying to solve? The problem is that we're trying to help those people that are incapable, don't have the time, or are just too busy to get the car washed. And we don't want people driving around in a dirty car. So our solution was Oasis, a mobile detailing, a mobile wash app that will allow you to get your car washed wherever it is located at any time. So some of our competitors, they're more on the East Coast. We got Mobile Wash, Spiffy, Washo, which are on LA, and Washay, which is in Florida. So how are we different, and what's our UEP? Well, we're more affordable. We got a subscription-based service, so you could get a couple washes a month for a monthly fee. We got different wash methods, and we got different bundles to go with those wash methods. Depending on the type of car you got, either a glossy or a matte paint job, it wouldn't affect the car in any bad way. And the people we are trying to target at the moment is people in Clovis and Fresno. People with a household income of $50,000 and above, which are more likely to get our service. People under that would rather choose to get the service by themselves, go to a drive-through car wash, something like that. And people that have registered cars, the registered amount of cars and cell phones that are in Fresno and Clovis, we brought down the percentage to target those people too. Since we are a website and an app, we need people with a cellular device in order to get our service.
So we tested our methods 2 times at MVP night here at Patino. The first night was pretty good. We earned some revenue, got some clients, and learned a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, we had a washing malfunction with the pressure washer. It stopped working, and we needed to be a little bit faster. We did, however, replace the pressure washer and get that fixed. For the second MVP night, we did earn more revenue, more clients, and wash more cars. And we even learned a new method of washing cars. Unfortunately, they were both pretty small events, and we didn't get a lot of exposure on those nights.
Moving on to our market size, when we were estimating our total addressable market, we started by researching which counties we can reach first. We started off by thinking about the counties that we're in or near us, like Fresno, Madera, Kings County, and Tulare, and calculated that with the average amount of people who have the household average of 50K or more, and calculated that with how many people also would be interested from our service. Moving on to our SAM, we calculated our sizable addressable market by getting a percentage of people by calculating the percentage of people who not only have a household income of 50,000 or more, but also who are, like my partner said, are registered to have a phone or anything else. Moving on to our marketing, we for our social media, we plan on using tips and tricks to post on a daily basis just to stay connected with our followers. We also plan on posting certain things like discounts and also days for discounts, and also plan on for social media like Twitter and Snapchat posting before and after washes. For our revenue, we plan on making money through the car washes, but not just individual washes, but also subscriptions and selling merchandise.
Alright, so for the amount that we would like to request is $2,500 for 10% of our company. For the use of these funds, it would just go to basic things to wash a car, such as a pressure washer, soap, towels, wax, different things. And then we'd also want to use the funds for app development and web development, so we could have a good and useful website and app, and then we'd also need to invest into insurance and licenses.
So now for our 3-year plan and our exit strategy. By year 1, our startup year, we're hoping to make roughly $33,000. After a 2.35% conversion rate I added, by year 2, we'd make $34,000, and year 3, we were making $3,500. Those are each separate years worth of income. And for estimated returns, after 2 years, investors would break even, and after 3 years, the money return would be roughly $3,500. Thank you so much for your time. We are on social media. You can add us on Instagram right there and email us. Thanks.
So how did you determine your market segmentation? So I'm curious about targeting only those households that are 50,000 and above.
So when we were,
Well, the last pitch we did, we actually targeted a household income of 40,000 and above, but even the last judge we had suggested that we should move it up to even 50,000 to more people that would be interested in buying.
Can you tell me more about your market share? You have 33,960 calculated, and then on your notes here it says 400 served customers.
Yes, unfortunately, we did have to make some last-minute changes to the market share and changing it was the number of washes that we were going to be selling per year in order to make a better estimated return for other people.
So how much is each wash?
Each wash, we have 3 different wash packages. One of them is, Marlon, do you know the 3
it's gonna be
prices?
25. It's gonna start off with 15, go to 25, then the most premium one would be 50. The average is $28.50, so that's what we went based off of.
And also these are just the prices before we head out. There's also the price for the distance between us and the customer itself, which we plan on figuring out in the future.
So is the price breakdown you just gave, is that the subscription price or the per wash price?
Per wash.
Okay, so what is the subscription price?
We're still working on the subscription thing.
I think, to be frank, at a $28 a wash price point on average, or 25, if you're looking at your market share and who you're going to be trying to target, I think 50K is way too low. I'm hard pressed to believe that people who are making a household income of $50,000 is going to spend $30 a month on a wash, to be frank. I think you're going after probably people who can afford more luxury vehicles, and so I would look at stats and figure out how many people buy luxury vehicles and what their income is and kind of target through that way. That being said, your investor packet says that you're going to, in year 2, expand to Tulare and Kings County. How do you foresee being able to do that, and how much money do you need to be able to do that in the sense of like travel time and vehicles?
Well, by the time, we're hoping to have more workers working for Oasis, such as Uber has their drivers that sign up and drive whenever they want, because our industry is the independent contracting industry. So by year 2, we should have that going and have people who live in those areas closer to bring their washes to other customers.
So you said something really important right there that I didn't really pick up in the presentation, is that you're talking about independent contractor. So are you thinking about doing this as franchising? Meaning as people pay a certain amount to get a truck, to get a pressure washer, to get all the subscription, or to get access to the app, and then they do it? So is there does that make sense? Like, so are they paying to be a part of the network, and then is that reflected in how you're going to be making money?
Yes, we've been debating on that for some time, and we're still debating on how we want to start off with the independent contracting, but we should get that done by year 1 or 2.
Because that'll completely, to be honest, change everything. If you decide that you're going to be a franchise type play, it's different than if it's going to, because now you're actually providing the marketing material, the resources, the logo, all of that stuff, right? So you're more of a marketing company than if you were doing it independently and you owned everything. Now you're running the whole shop. So I think that that's, because this would be then a presentation to someone who is a part of your franchise and saying, hey, you can make $35,000 a year on the side by doing this. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it, but what's your profit margin on a wash? So if you're at $15, $25, and $50, what's the breakdown there for profit? How much does it cost you to wash a car?
To wash? I think we're still debating on how we want to complete that
We
for
had an-
profits.
We had an estimated the cost is how much soap, gas, and etc. it would take for us to, for per wash. We're planning on the future.
So for each individual wash, how many individuals do you think would be sent to a site? One individual, 2 individuals?
To a site, like a website?
Well, I mean, to actually do the washing.
Actually do the washes. How many workers do you think we could get?
Yeah, well, how many,
Single-
to wash a single car?
Single car?
How many people are going to be
Oh,
involved?
it takes 1 or 2 people to wash it.
It doesn't take one person that long, but we also want to have we want to be able to be recognized for our, like, being swift and also doing a good job, so we do plan on having 2 people per wash.
Okay. And assuming you're going to, of course, with 2 people, pay minimum, state minimum wage.
If we were going to continue with the independent contractor industry, we were planning on them getting a certain percentage of the wash that they did.
Now, it looks like you have a valuation of your business of $25,000. Where did you come up with that valuation? Asking for $2,500 for 10%.
10%. After calculating with how much we'd be making through exit plan, actually our exit plan, we plan on selling the business after 10 years for, I have the information somewhere. I guess I didn't put it on the slideshow, but we came up with that after calculating from the 3-year route and then how much we had to make sure with that the investor would be making a good enough percentage and enough percentage back from what they're investing. And after the numbers that we gathered, we just calculated with what would be the best way to give it back. Yeah.
All right, thank you. From a competitive roundup position, so you've identified your competitors. As far as the brick and mortar competitors such as Surf and Turf and things like that, how do you see yourself differentiating your service from theirs?
More of just because if you think about it, depending on where you live, traveling to even a $6 car wash could take half an hour to 1 hour, depending on where you live, how far you have to drive, and how much work you're going to be doing, and how long the line is going to be. What we're doing is eliminating all that wait time and bringing in one simple driving there, washing the car, and getting back.
Have you made the app yet?
App is still in development.
Website?
The website is made. Unfortunately, I don't have it up here right now, but we're also in the works of getting that published, so it'll be up soon.
I'm sorry if I missed it. You said you did a couple test runs?
Yeah, we did. We tested it over MVP night, and that's where we had some customers who willingly wanted to get their car washed and asked us to do it, and we figured out the right wash method to do and practiced that. And
So how many people was it a proof of concept effort, or did you actually generate some revenue?
we did generate revenue.
So how much revenue did you generate on the first one and the second one?
The first night we made about $20, and the second night it was about 40.
And what was your per unit charge those nights?
Were they $15, I think?
For the first night, we did $10 to see if people will pay for it. And we did see people wanting to get our service. So the next one we tested it, and we eliminated the gas pressure washer because it's going to cost money to get gas. We switched it for an electric one, and we also charged, and then we set our price to 15, and then that's when we got our set price for 15.
As you calculate your costs per car and then travel time, et cetera, for you, your margins might shrink. But I see here in your customer segments, you have businesses that have cars. So actually, when I was your age, I had a car washing business and I washed delivery vehicles. So I went to one location, it was a pharmaceutical company, and then there was 20 delivery vehicles that I was able to wash in one go. And that dramatically increased my margins because then I was only traveling to one spot. I could jump between those 20 vehicles quickly. And that might be something for you to evaluate more, that market segment.
So we were actually looking at that in the beginning of the year. We hadn't put it in the slide, but what we were planning on to do in the future is also add that to our target audience, where we would target dealerships or companies that have a lot of employees and would be interested in paying for their employees car washes, or just adding like another benefit for them, just to work there.
As far as mobile washing, what regulations are you going to have to be knowledgeable of and might be a threat to the business?
So
That's what we're researching right now. We are researching what type of insurance things we need, or whether chemicals need to be regulated or something like that. We're working on it right now. It's a lot of city work where you have to kind of communicate with the city of Fresno about what you can and can't do.
And to also add to what my partner said, we also do plan on adding a way for more of like a drainage system, so wherever we go, we're able to get rid of the dangerous chemicals that we use on the cars so they don't stay. Because cities do care about that, and we wouldn't be approved unless we were able to get rid of them.
And something you might also consider is if in the neighborhoods they have homeowners associations, there's strict HOA regulations limiting washing your own car.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.